They can't hear you. As long as that orange light is on, nobody else can hear you. Live and three. Live and three. Ready to rock? So
There's a lot of non-maroon and white for this band.
okay, so I was going to tell you, because this interview is 11 minutes, this is going to be a little bit quicker than normal on the one that's on line.
Okay.
This band's got a commercial break in.
Okay.
So what I think we'll do, I'll introduce everyone, and then we'll pull the interview real quick, and then after the interview and the commercial break, we'll come back and do like Maisie, is that still too loud?
No, it's good.
Okay.
I'm going to move this chair.
Okay. There you go. Put it now. Put it
I fold that up.
There we go.
I sort of have a fork. Fight breaks out, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'll be one of the chairs to James.
A little WWE action.
That's right. He can take care of it. He can take care of whoever comes up.
Welcome in, everyone, to House Park. David Roy, Paul Longoria here in the broadcast booth as the Austin High Maroons come into this week. They're 2-2, facing off against a 2-2 Dell Valley squad. We'll get to all of that here in a few minutes. It's a big night. It is homecoming night here for Austin High as we welcome in the Austin ESPN 1027 radio crowd joining us here tonight. House Park, scenic downtown Austin. And here in a few moments, our very own James Scott had an interview earlier this week with Austin High principal Dr. Melvin Bedford. So stay right there. Don't go anywhere. Here they are.
Back to the Maroon Kickoff Show. I am here again with our esteemed principal, Dr. Melvin Bedford. Dr. Bedford, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Scott.
Big game tonight, Dell Valley, Austin High. We're kicking off this show tonight. Lot of activity always around Austin High.
Yeah.
One of the big things, 2022 passed a bond that gave money for fine arts, athletic facilities to the tune of $42 million. Can you give us an update of where all of that stands so far?
Absolutely. First, I just want to thank all of supporters of AISD that contributed to passing this bond. It's going to really go to some great opportunities for our kids. Where we stand right now is we're at the planning phase. We're having CAT team meetings where we're looking at how much of the bond money needs to be allocated in certain areas, and we're prioritizing those different areas. So we do have some needs. This is an old campus, so there's a lot of things that need to be done. We have a lot of very smart people and a lot of stakeholders in the room, the teachers, community members, parents, myself, and we're discussing areas that, look, if we had all the money in the world, we do everything, but that's not the case. With prices rising everywhere, we have to look and prioritize things that we think will be better for our kids right now in the immediate, and maybe push some things on to the phase 3 portion of that bond, which will be further down the line. But right now we're doing well with that portion of it. There's a second portion of the bond which includes the turf field and the athletic updates, the lighting on the baseball field and the softball fields, which is so important that we get those. Those are a separate CAT meeting. Obviously, there's still community members, still teachers and administrators involved in that process, but we also have our athletic director who's leading that and assisting that. Our new athletic director, Coach Jason, is what we call him. He's pretty awesome. And that's something that we're hoping will start break ground on here next year, I believe is what they said, but we're beginning the planning phase of that as well. So at the conclusion of all this, we should really see a bunch of new things here that's really going to benefit our students, both academically and athletically.
Yeah, 100%. So we'll kind of break it down into two different sections. One, you have the facilities, the fine arts here.
Right.
So is that about 2 years out from completion, would you say?
I would say about 2 years. Obviously, you can't predict it right now. We have to look at, there's a number of factors that go into a timeline, but I believe that that's the proposed timeline, 2 years.
What about on the athletic facility side? Is that also about the same 2 years, or might there be some work starting this summer? What's your projection?
There should be work started this summer. That one may be a little quicker. I do know that there's some areas, we're not in the best area to build. So there's some floodplain issues that I'm certain the district construction team is going to work through, but they're working quickly, and they know that that's something that we've set as a priority for us, along with the safety vestibule in the other portion of those two things are real priorities for us.
Fair enough. All right, so anybody in AISD can enroll in Austin High. As you think about it, what are the 3 benefits of coming to Austin High? In other words, why would a student that could go to another high school choose to go to Austin High?
Well, look, I'm wildly biased. To me, one thing, and I'll get on the spirit of Austin High, but the first thing is our academy model. We do offer opportunities for students who have interests in different areas, and we try to tailor our instruction to fit those areas. So the academy model helps us to do that. We have a growing engineering program that we're really proud of. We have a growing culinary program that we're really proud of, and we have some amazing athletics programs that are either in the process of a turnaround or who have turned around. And so I think that we have a little bit for everyone. One of the sayings that we have here is everybody is somebody at Austin High, and we practice that by ensuring that we have a number of things for them to be involved in, which leads me to the second thing, why you choose Austin High over anywhere else. It's because you can be yourself here at Austin High. We have clubs and organizations that fit every student, whatever your belief system is, whatever your personality is. We have something for you here. So in addition to our academies, and some of our great programs, we also have clubs and organizations after school and before school that you can be involved in. And we don't, one of the things that I tell kids is if you can find a teacher that's passionate enough to sponsor your club, we're willing to support it. But the third thing is, which I think is the most important thing, is the spirit of Austin High. the feeling that you get being in the heart of the city. And it doesn't stop with just Austin High. It's Austin High, it's O'Henry, it's Cassis, it's Zilker, it's so many other schools in our feeder here in West Austin. We really fit the community, and you see the community reflected in our students, and we're the only school positioned this way. We're the only school right across the street from Town Lake. We're the only school right in the heart of the city. Some of our CTE students can go right down the street and get internships at some of the best restaurants, some of the best businesses, some of the best companies in the country. Nobody has that sort of access.
Plus, you got the tradition here. It is the Austin High, right?
The Austin High School, absolutely, absolutely. And a fourth, I'm here, Dr. B,
Of course. Let's not underestimate that. All right, so you mentioned location, definitely key here. We have the big Austin City Music, ACL Music Festival coming up. Provides a unique challenge because we are right across Lady Bird Lake from Zilker Park. Can you address student dismissal? Like, how are we going to handle that parking situation? And then part two of that is, how are we handling the public wanting to park here on campus?
So in the past, we've partnered with a parking company that actually a portion of the proceeds went to our clubs and organizations. Mr. Jeremy Striffler, I definitely want to give a shout out to him. He works in the district offices related to community engagement, and he has set up another partnership. And so we'll still receive those funds. Our clubs and organizations that received it in the past will still get those funds. We will have a PLED Day on October 4th, which is a teacher planning day. A teacher off day, but it's a day that they exchange for planning that they did in the past. And then that second weekend, we'll have a 1:20 dismissal, so an early dismissal for students. ACL is an amazing festival, but it does affect our parking. It affects students, parents, drop off and pick up. So we have to make adjustments for that every year. And one of those things is that PLED Day definitely helps that first weekend, and the early dismissal helps that second weekend. So thank you to Superintendent Segura for always being on top of things and ensuring that we put our kids first.
Yeah. Okay, very good. So switching gears a little bit, you've been in education for a long time. A lot of experience across many different schools and districts. The lifeblood of schools seem to be their booster clubs, whether it be athletic booster club, baseball, football, a band, a fine arts, engineering. You mentioned engineering. In your opinion, what are the top maybe couple of characteristics that you have seen from efficiently run booster clubs for all of the benefactors?
Well, obviously, booster clubs are definitely beneficial, especially here on this campus. I can tell you that the characteristics that I've seen over the course of my career that make a strong booster club are they're organized. That's first and foremost. It helps us with our organization. So when they come to us with a succinct plan, that really is helpful moving forward. The second is they have the ability to work together. One of the things that I love about Austin High School is our diversity, and that means of diverse booster clubs. And so having the flexibility and the ability to sort of work together, you're not always going to agree, but having the ability to come together, I think is important. But another one is you have to have a heart for kids, and that helps with the coming together portion. When you put your personal agendas aside and do what's best for kids, you're usually on the right track. And that's the characteristic, I think, that carries over through all of them.
I think you can sum that up by saying make sure that their vision and mission of their club is aligned to what you, the school, and the sponsor or coach wants to drive out of that, or teacher out of there.
Absolutely. And the booster clubs we have on this campus do understand our vision. They understand the mission. And again, having a heart for kids really will will force those clubs into following that vision and mission. It's easy to stray off into what we think is good for ourselves, but those of us who work with kids or have kids of our own definitely understand the importance of that, doing what's best for them. Yeah.
Well, very good. As always, you've been very generous with your time. Really appreciate it. And we'll be right back after these messages.
Back in here from House Park. The coin toss taken away. Austin High will get the ball to start, and they'll be working with the field house to their back. David Roy, Paul Longoria here in the broadcast booth as we get set for the national anthem. And again, we'll kind of work you through it. It was a great start for Austin High coming into the season. Last couple weeks, it's been a little bit more of a slide for them. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in a few moments. But first, the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for the national anthem.
Welcome back in. All right. Now it's time officially for a little bit of football again. David Roy, Paul Longoria here in the broadcast booth with me as always. Again, shout out to our YouTube live stream audience and the Also High YouTube live stream, and of course our ESPN Austin radio audience joining us here this week. And Paul, we talked about it was Austin's game of the week coming into this, and a couple weeks ago we thought this may look a little bit different. Instead, two teams sitting at 2-2, the only two teams right now in this district who do not have at least 3 wins. One of them's going to come away with that here tonight.
Well, one of them will come away with that tonight, and probably more importantly, will come away 1-0 in district. And we talked about last week, we were excited about this particular game because it kicks off district play, and that's where the kind of the rubber meets the road, and that's where you see really what you're made of. And everybody's been playing different levels of out-of-district opponents, but now for the next 6 games, you're going to see district opponents and a chance to make the playoffs.
We talk about district games and the importance of that. One of those took place earlier this week. Aikens and Dripping Springs squared off. Dripping Springs obviously got that win last night in crushing fashion. Austin High will get the ball to start things off here tonight, coming off the coin toss. This is an offense that so far this season has been relatively explosive, but they've done it through the ground game, averaging over 205 yards on the ground per game.
Yeah, they've got a trio of running backs that can share the load and do it. Big key tonight. Let's see how the defense starts off. They've had 4 slow starts, and we'll see how they come out when it's their time to get on the field.
Well, we start with Bryson Batts. Batts, one of those explosive ball carriers that we see get moved around all throughout this offense. We've seen him line up wide. We've seen him get put into the backfield. Anything to put the ball in his hands. 403 yards on the ground, 226 through the air, and 134 kick return yards.
Yeah, he's kind of been a jack of all trades, and he had 3 really good first games to start the season. Tough loss for everybody last week against Temple. Just not a pretty game at all. But so the Maroons looking to get back on the right side of the ledger this week and to open district play.
So we take a look. John Latham comes out in a pistol set. He'll snap, give it, and Reed Childers finds a crease. Childers barreling forward. A flag is thrown as Childers initially for right now is marked to have a first down.
That looks like will be a classic holding call. So that'll erase a good effort there. Nice block on the left side by Griffin Shepard. Looks like perhaps he may have gotten the center for a hold. I thought Shepard had a really nice block to clear that lane at left guard position.
A little bit of a quarterback change. You had Latham to open it up. Now Davenport comes in for his place. We'll talk about Latham a little bit as this night goes on. Davenport, we haven't seen a whole lot of. Had an interception, obviously, in the loss last week. But for the most part, when he has had to come in relief of Latham, he's been pretty efficient.
Latham really, the last 2 games, has just had a problem in keeping the ball. Too many interceptions, and I think Coach Riley wants to see if he can get a little bit of a look with Davenport. So I imagine we'll see them both tonight.
A quick pass there to the outside is complete. And Rex Collins with a short little gain there on 1st and 20, makes it 2nd and 14. You talk about the turnovers. So far over these last few games, 7, 8 interceptions over the course of 4 weeks, and a large bulk of that has really come over the last 2.
It has, and it really cost him in that Johnson game. The Temple game, they just weren't in it after the really middle of the 2nd quarter, but the Johnson game is the one that it really cost him.
Davenport had time, didn't like what he saw downfield, tucks it, runs. Really nice pickup there to get just about to the original line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10. Out comes Davenport and Collins. In goes Kurak and Logan Davis.
So I guess we're going to see a 3rd quarterback.
A 3rd quarterback a little bit then tonight, because Latham did not come in relief of Davenport. And so it is Logan Davis who will start here for 3rd and 10. Bats coming in motion. Little keeper. And Davis with a burst of speed takes a lick right there at the 39-yard line. It's good enough for a first down. They're actually going to spot him at the 40.
That was a nice piece of running. He just kind of wiggled his way, had a little bit of room, got to the second level of the defense. I did think he was going to get that first down, but he just kept bouncing out and cut it back up one more time and got that first down.
Well, Latham now comes in. So you hear the old adage, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have a quarterback. We've seen 3 different ones in the first possession for Austin High here tonight. Snap, give, Childers. Childers balled up initially, fighting hard. And they will give him forward progress of a yard to the 40. Generously, right now it's a 41. I would probably say 40 and a half yard line.
We'll take what we can get second and 9.5, or 2nd and 9.
A lot of substitutions right now on this Austin High offense. You see Davis, Davenport all coming back in. Off then comes Latham. So Coach Riley tonight just trying to keep everybody fresh and keeping them in and probably keeping Dell Valley off balance.
A little bit. And I don't know if it was because it was a result of a poor effort last week or just not wanting to show a lot in your non-district games, but we're seeing a lot of personnel changes quickly in this game for the Maroons.
Davenport off the snap, looking, lofting one, too far in front at about 10 yards. Davis did get open coming over the middle, but it looked like Davenport 10 yards in front and a little bit behind.
Yeah, he took the deep throw. He had the underneath guy maybe a little bit more open, and deep ball, I mean, the deep receiver got open momentarily, but the throw just sailed 10 yards beyond his reach.
Well, it's something that Austin High, we talked about defensively, and we'll talk about it more when we see them, but they've struggled against the deep ball themselves, especially early. Here's Davenport again on a long 3rd and 9. Trips to his left. He's going to swing it out to Bats. Bats had to climb a little bit. Bats with the grab. Able to pick up about 4. Gets it out to the 45-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down for Austin High.
Looks like they're going to kick it away.
4th and 5 for Austin High.
Well, you do have Latham out there at quarterback, so he doubles as your punter, so there's always the option of something different being thrown out there. We'll see what he does. Here's Latham. Snap. And he will kick this away, a little bit of that rugby-style kick. And it will take an Austin High bounce. And they will spot it officially at the 17-yard line. So this will be our first look at this Austin High defense. One of the things we talk about is the big plays and not giving them up for a change.
Well, yes, and when we say giving them up early, they literally have given them up on the first play of the game. First 3 games, first offensive play for the opponent went for a touchdown. Last week it was a kickoff return for a touchdown. So really, Austin High defense has got to come out and set a much better tone than they have in the first 4 games.
Come out.
I shouldn't put the kick return on, but
it doesn't really count against the defense as much as it counts against the special teams. Little swing pass here. And Austin High working hard. Ruiz and company in there on the tackle.
Ruiz did a nice job fighting through some blocks, but pick up about 8 or 9 on that play. Oh, they gave him the first down. Okay. They gave him the first down. Austin High looked a little slow out there in pursuit. Ruiz was kind of out on his own there initially.
Braden Hayward completes his first one. He'll come back out, 1st and 10, empty backfield. Going to swing it back out the other way this time. Pass is caught. Kevin Meeks, the senior.
Nice job by Meeks fighting through that initial block. Actually, I'm going to say he fought through a hole, but the flag didn't get dropped, but really good job there. Dropped the Dell Valley receiver for a loss.
Burns works his way over, comes up with a stop. Meeks with a grab.
Dell Valley coming out trying to get some quick hitters on the side. You sort of have to be on the lookout for that later on. They try to set up maybe some sort of deep pass.
Come out, taking their time here. Gonna have to hurry. There's only 5 ticks on the play clock left. They get it off with 1, and here's a keep for Hayward. Hayward bottled up and brought down. It's Andrew Nelson who initially wraps him up, and then Khalil Green and company are able to finish the job. Brings up a long 3rd and 11, 7:03 and counting, and still scoreless here in the first quarter.
Nelson, really nice job just kind of scraping over and just kind of keeping his eye on the quarterback's torso as he was trying to pick his way to the line of scrimmage and dropped him for minimal gain.
Big 3rd down. Austin High not playing this overly conservative. They are given about 7 yards of cushion here on the corners. And in trouble is Hayward. Hayward going to scramble. It's tripped up initially, and then Peeler helps to force him out of bounds.
Well, Ruiz certainly forced him out of bounds. Pretty good shot he put on the quarterback. Get him out of bounds, but nice pursuit there by the Austin High defense. So probably the best initial defensive series we've seen all season from the Maroons. Get the ball back, give Bats a chance to maybe make a play here in the punt return game.
Well, no, it's something we talked about, right? And we talked about it with Coach Riley. And one of the things that Coach Riley has stressed, and he stretched it for the last couple of weeks, which is we got to get off the field on 3rd downs. That's been a pain point, is putting yourselves in position and then giving up a big play on 3rd down. Keeps that drive alive, able to come up with a big stop there. And that'll force Dell Valley to punt this one away. Rugby-style line drive. And this will take an Austin High bounce and roll out of bounds. They'll spot officially at the Austin High 46. So now we get to go back to the quarterback carousel of this Austin High offense. Is it Latham? Is it Davenport? It really seems, though, it's been Latham and Davenport will start this drive.
A good field position just inside their own territory here. They're going to set up kind of a diamond formation over here, bunch formation on the right. See if they try to get the ball to Bats on a quick hitter with some blockers out front.
That's exactly what they do. It got tipped and then sails through Bats' fingertips. Austin High out here, the white helmets, the maroon jerseys, and then the white pants, and here we go. Mass substitution again.
I couldn't tell if the ball got tipped. I know it's so high.
It looked like he just got a fingertip on the edge of it, altering the trajectory maybe slightly.
Maybe giving it a little bit rise because it was definitely too high for Bats to get his hands on.
Well, the earlier screen that they threw his way was a little bit high too. Had to take a little hop to get up to it. Latham comes out on 2nd and 10 and the pistol set. Replacing Davenport, snap, give, Childers. Childers with a crease off the left side, and Reed Childers barrels his way out, and that should be good enough for a 1st down.
Well, so far, as you said at the start, Austin High's had success running the ball this season, and it's an early theme already in this game, doing much better running than passing the ball.
Childers been a big part of that. Coming into tonight on the season, 43 carries, 158 yards on the ground, and he's got 4 rushing touchdowns, matched only by Bats on the rushing side of things. Childers there picks up about 4. 5:37 to go and still scoreless here in this first quarter, but Austin High driving down to the Dell Valley 41. Davenport staying in Latham staying in this pistol set, 3 wide, snap, give, Childers. Childers started left, cuts it back right, and then Childers, staying persistent, just works his way down to the 27 of Dell Valley. And Austin High going up tempo. Latham out of the gun, 4 wide, stack set, give, Childers again. Running behind. Look at the push of that offensive line, moving their men down 5 yards downfield before Childers finally got grabbed.
On that previous run, the center Joel Pozos did a really nice job of turning that nose tackle, and Childers just ran right off his right hip. And then, as you mentioned, really that entire interior three on that offensive line really got to that second level, made it easier for Childers to get 5 yards.
3 wide, snap, give, Childers. And Childers trying to bounce this to the left, gets stood up, still fighting, and finally the officials come in and have to blow it dead right at that 20-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Good piece of hard running there by Childers. You know, you got to think in this territory, you got 2 downs to get 3 yards here. The ball just on the red zone line of the 20.
Down to about the 4-minute mark here in this first quarter. First quarter really ticking away, in part because Austin High showing a renewed commitment to keeping it on the ground on their second drive of the night, still scoreless. But Latham and the Maroons are going to change that as Childers slips one as he works his way back inside, and that is a first down to the 13-yard line. So Childers just that big body back, running between the tackles and just keep pounding away, plugging away against this Dell Valley defense.
Yeah, and Austin High right now really dominating the battle on the line of scrimmage. I'd be a little surprised if they tried to get away from the run. Right now it's been working for them all the way down to this point. And now they got Childers in, they've got Bats in, Bats split out.
Bats single receiver here, bottom of your screen for those of you watching at home. Latham trying to throw a fade for him, and the flag then is drawn. You hear the crowd here wanting the holding call, and just he saw enough of that jersey. It does draw the flag as Bats was trying to run that fade into the end zone.
Well, he certainly was holding it long enough. that was not a temporary hold of the back of the jersey.
And so they'll pull right, and Bats, Watley will come in.
Number 5. Be a 10-yard penalty.
So they're going to march off the 10-yard penalty here, and they're going to give it an automatic first down. That would put Austin High down. That's kind of what I was thinking is what he meant to say. He said it, so I'm going to take it at face value.
I said, it's going to be half the distance.
It should be half the distance goal. You're inside the 20.
Yep.
This is not the pros. We're not giving you that much. So even still, though, half the distance puts you at the 7 if you're Austin High. 3:20 and counting. Maroons knocking at the door. Pistol set. Latham. Give again to the hot hand of Childers. Childers with a stiff arm. As the rest of the Dell Valley defense will converge, and he works his way down to the 2.
Nice piece of running there, just running behind that big left tackle, Preston Perkins.
Orlando Hernandez.
Childers, the workhorse so far this drive.
And 2 more to go.
Jumbo set here, extra offensive lineman in.
Couple extra backs as well. They go to Childers. Childers runs right behind it, and he'll punch in the first touchdown of the night with 2:42 to go here in the first.
Well, really nothing fancy about that drive. They attempted one pass, the fade where they got the defensive hold, but kept it on the ground, and I mean, they just thoroughly dominated the Dell Valley defensive line. Got to be a good sign, early sign for Coach Riley, and could be a game where they just work that ground game.
Austin High 7, Dell Valley 0.
So the Maroons knock through the extra point, and it will go 7-0.
Well, we'll see how this Austin Maroon defense responds. Really nice first series on the field against Dell Valley. We've talked about their struggles first 4 games with the defense early on, giving up big plays and points and really putting Austin High behind the 8 ball. First time Austin High has led at this juncture of any game.
For the opening kickoff, these 3
It is, and we talk about a little bit the defensive struggles have been a part of that. Some of it, too, has been offensively slow starts from the offense of Austin High. Now, as the games have gone, they've been able to crawl their way back, especially in those first couple weeks. Even in the Buda-Johnson game, they were able to crawl their way back. Tonight, that is not the case. Really, like you said, the first time that, not just in the first half, but really in the first quarter, that Austin High has been in a position where they feel in control. As this kick goes through the end zone for a touchback off the foot of James Peterson. Well, we'll take a look at this Austin High defense led by the season leader in tackles right now, and by all reporting, most likely the Austin High career leader in tackles, Will Peeler at the center of that defense.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic season, making a lot of plays, going sideline to sideline, getting downfield or downhill.
2:42 to go. Austin High leading 7-0. Snap. And a little give here to the inside. Not much doing. The teeth of this Austin High defense standing up, and it's going to be a gain of 2.
You can see early on Austin High and Dell Valley is not a team that's going to really beat you with the pass. Austin High is keeping everyone, even their quote-unquote deep cover guys or safeties, are keeping them within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. They are playing a little bit soft at the corner spot, but really they are squeezing that box. And they're going to show a bunch of bodies to Dell Valley inside that box and pretty much dare them to try to beat them over the top. They just have not done much in the passing game.
Mark Antoni at quarterback right now fires a laser to the right side. Catch is made by Donovan Douglas. Took it right in the chest. Ruiz on the spot to bring him down, but it is bring up 3rd and 5 from the 30.
3rd and 5.
Austin High secondary probably looking forward to this game after the first 4 where they've been thrown over the top at random, it seems, or at will, it seems.
And attacked extensively. Mark Antoni fakes, in trouble, wrapped up. Mark Antoni able to get away, but not before Will Peeler and Drew Anderson can come in as the cavalry to bring him down for a loss. That'll drop him back at the 27, 1:10 to go here in the quarter.
Well, as soon as I said that, if he had a chance to throw, he had a guy breaking deep because Austin secondary safety came up, bid on a kind of a stop route. But he forgot about the go part, which is what the receiver did.
Well, but the nice part about it, to your point, the pass rush, he could have hit the stop, but the pass rush closed in, didn't let him throw the go route out of that equation. So 4th and 8. High snap here, punt, able to just get away. Another line drive. And a little bit dangerous. Price Deering was in the area as it was coming back to earth.
Really, no fault of his own. It was a very low line drive punt, and he was blocking not even within 15 yards of that.
Right.
So might be something they kind of keep an eye on. Those aren't going to be very fieldable punts.
Well, and that's when it falls on your returner to really just call, fire, everybody get away from it, move, head up. So Davenport comes out. He'll open up the drive. We're inside of a minute here to go in this first quarter. Austin High leading 7-0, and they'll look to add to that with this series, starting at their own 36. Davenport with time, hit as he let it fly, had Kurak, and just again, another instance, he's got the arm, just putting a little bit too much on it and getting it out there too far.
Really another throw that simply was not going to be catchable. Well over the head of Kurak. We'll see the first Thomas sighting, Brandon Thomas.
Thomas, a big part of this offense as well, averaging right now about 6 yards a carry on the season. He's picked up 227 yards on the ground. They'll give it to him. Thomas, nice cut. Thomas into the open field, tripped up and tumbles out to midfield.
Nice piece of blocking there by Griffin Shepard, pulling from his left guard spot. kind of leading the way, kicking his man out, and Thomas got to that second level
Down by number 11.
quick.
Manuel Guevara.
They don't have to snap this, but they will. Play fake, Latham trying to hit the slant, looking in the direction of Jaden Vasquez. And that one incomplete.
Latham's pass, incomplete. Intended for Jaden Vasquez. 2nd and 10 for the Maroons.
Four ticks of the clock to go here in the first quarter. Snap, give, and bottled up Brandon Thomas, dropped behind the line of scrimmage. So that'll take us to the end of the first. Austin High up 7 over Dell Valley. When we come back to start the second quarter, you're watching the Austin High YouTube live stream and listening on Austin Radio. Stand by for station identification, and then we'll be right back for the start of the second quarter from House Park.
We would also like to thank Taco Deli, for providing our boys with a team meal tonight after the game. Be sure to stop by the merchandise table near the entrance of the stadium tonight. Get the all-new Austin High gear for games. We have some new and restocked items like hoodies, t-shirts, and polos. We want you to get loud, so grab a clapper, rally towel, and megaphone to show your team spirit during the game.
We're going to cut out.
Welcome back into House Park. David Roy, Paul Longoria here in the broadcast booth. Start of the second quarter. And Latham dropped back to throw, has to take off and run on 3rd and 10.
John Latham on the keeper. Taken down by number 40, Michael Dent.
Bring up a 4th
Remember
and
to
10.
have the guy who snaps the ball in the frame.
So 4th down and 10 to go. And Austin High wisely says, okay, let's send out the punt. You're up 7. You don't need to force anything. And especially offensively, for the most part, you have to feel pretty good about what you've accomplished in that first quarter.
You do, but I'm a bit of a believer that if the run game is not being stopped, there's not a lot of reason to get away from it. And I thought they got away from it on that second set of downs, and drive just stalled out.
Sorry.
So we'll see this Austin High defense again. Been pretty efficient and effective so far here tonight defensively. No points. Able to get off the field on 3rd downs. Mark Antoni gonna loft this one. Incomplete. Was High. And the closest player in the area was Austin High corner Luke Rensby.
He was. Well, Austin High, we talked about they don't do much through the air.
All right.
And they are trying, but really not having any sense of success outside of a couple of lateral throws the first drive.
So far, it's got to be a pretty feel-good game for Austin High defensive coordinator Jason Cecil coming into tonight. Look at the games over these first 4 weeks as give here the inside, and the handoff will lead to a gain of about 3 on 2nd down. But to the larger point, when we talk about defense, last few games, they've seen a lot of points get put up on them to the point that through the first 4 games, Austin High defensively is giving up, on average, 41 a game.
That's a lot of points to give up.
That's a lot of points to give up.
A lot of points you need to score.
And it creates that, right? That pressure on your offense that you're having to keep up with what the opponent is doing. Not necessarily the case right now. 10:30 to go. Dell Valley still looking for their first points of the game. Austin leading 7-0. Mark Cantoni in trouble. Stoos had him around the ankles, and then Michael Friday cleans up with a sack.
Nice 3 and out there by the Maroons. Forcing another Dell Valley punt. Bats going back deep. I'd really like to see Austin kind of get back to the ground game on this next drive. They've had really good success with it. Dell Valley really has not come close to stopping them on it. Got away from it on that last drive.
And a botched snap on the punt. Disaster! And that's a safety. Wow. Looking a little reminiscent. They got the snap. It wound up behind Omar Ponce, who doubles both kicking and punting. And then coming up behind it, Ponce then tries to scoop it up and punt it, and he punts it into Austin High. Then it then rolls back for a safety, give Austin High the 2 points, and give them the ball back.
That was quite a long snap. And again, I think when you initially get something like that, just get it out of the end zone or just take it safe.
He wound up getting it out of the end zone, just maybe not the way he intended.
That's true.
We talked about it the other week, right back in the Butte, Johnson game when John Latham did something similar, picked it up. He did get the punt off, but it was short. It went maybe 20, 30 yards at best. And Butte Johnson started with good field position here. The end result is the same as if Ponce just picked it up, thrown it out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
But it could have been a heck of a lot worse.
That's right. You get a block and it just stays in the end zone. Easy touchdown recovery. But it goes out of the back of the end zone. Get the 2 points. They'll get the ball back now. Austin High will, or they'll get the ball.
So we don't do the safety punt traditionally like you see maybe at some of the other levels of football. Instead, it's a normal kickoff. To an extent, they just back it up to the 20. And that's where Dell Valley will kick from. It is a line drive, and it will go out of bounds. So a little bit of a finding of errors and some extracurriculars right now on the field. There's a flag back at the 20, and there were 2 different instances of extracurriculars between Austin High and Dell Valley players.
I think the flag, though, that got dropped will be for an offsides. I do think maybe a flag could have gotten dropped on some of the extracurriculars. Refs got to come in, blow the whistle, and get out there. They went on a little bit too long. Nothing serious, but when you're staying, 2 people are staying engaged, the hands on face mask, and the play's clearly over. You got to get in there and come on, guys, let's separate it. Get back to your sideline.
Holden Taylor, the one kind of fighting at the one extra one that just seemed to run on a little bit. And we're having a meeting of the United Nations, so to speak, right now at the Austin High 45-yard line as this is discussed.
I didn't see any other flags thrown, and that one near the 20 clearly is in the area of offsides. That's what the call is going to be.
Yep. And it makes sense, right? Austin High says, let's take the illegal procedure penalty, which gets enforced because you're backed up at the 20, which is what the extra flag is for back at the 22-yard line. So there's a whole lot of discussion that was going on to the point that Coach Riley sent out the offense and said, you're done talking. We're done talking about this. Let's play. 9:33 to go. Austin High leading 9-0 on a Reed Childers rushing touchdown, and then, of course, a safety. Just a few moments ago, swing pass here from Davenport to Batts. Batts, with all kinds of room to run, is finally spun down at midfield. Right at that midfield stripe is where they'll spot him.
Nice throw from Davenport. Good timing, getting that pass to Bats. Bats, really nice blocks he got from the outside receivers. Set up a wall kind of to the outside. He took advantage of it. 15-yard gain.
Davenport comes out. In comes Latham. He'll come out in the gun. Bats off his left hip. Tight end offset to the left as a wing. Give. Bats picks his way, trying to find a crease, and then finally swatted down.
Bryson Bats on the run. Taken out by number 34, Jeremiah Robinson.
And Jeremiah Robinson, senior along that Dell Valley defensive line, able to get in there with a stop. And then they blew the whistle to stop the clock, restart the clock.
2nd and 7.
I don't know if it was in a very brief official timeout because he looked to the far sideline official.
He did.
They'll bring up 2nd and 7.
I think maybe it was a play clock issue.
8:30 and counting here on the game clock. Receiver in motion is Collins. Pistol set, give. Bats bouncing it to the right. Is wrapped up and a flag is thrown. We'll see what this is on because my initial instinct would say it's probably a hold.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hold.
There it is. But the reason I was a little confused, there was a lot of grabbing up around the head and neck area of Bats, and so I wondered, did maybe somebody get a hand on the face mask and got a tug in there just enough to draw the flag or not? And answer is no. It's a holding call.
Not.
Somebody got a hold of something, but it was not a face mask. It was a jersey instead. You know, of course, you know the answer to that would be, coach's official, telling your offensive line that's why you wear white gloves.
That's right.
Against the white jerseys so that they can't see that.
It's harder to see the hands. That's right. Harder to see whether the hands are on the inside or on the outside.
So to bring it along, 2nd and 17, backed up now to their own 43. Here's Latham with Bats in the backfield a little bit out wide to his right. Latham, high throw, too high for Logan Davis, who is trying to come back and settle on just a simple hitch route.
That was a Davenport on that.
Sorry, excuse me, Davenport.
Another high throw.
Another high throw. So
3rd and 17.
now the question obviously kind of comes in, is that because Davenport maybe hasn't, because we really didn't see Davenport until last week getting extensive action, obviously, in the Temple game. Is that a byproduct of that? Is it the jitters? He is a sophomore.
Also, maybe not being able to settle into a rhythm.
Right.
One way or the other. I mean.
Well, and we talk about that, right? The quarterback carousel, so to speak, breeds into that a little bit, that it's hard for either of them to get an established rhythm. Here's Davenport. Going to loft this one for Collins, and it would be a difficult catch for even the best of receivers. You would have needed about 10 feet arms to reach that one.
Well, not a really good possession there from Austin High after they get that initial first down.
Not what you wanted to see from them anyways.
Yeah, not that I wanted to see. I'd like to see them get back in that running. Really, the passing game is just not, I'll be honest, has just not even been close to doing anything.
Right.
Lots of high throws. I mean, I realized Bats on that first play got the first down, but that was just a quick little swing pass.
Beautiful punt, no fair catch signaled, and it's going to cost Dell Valley as Abraham Ruiz the one to swing him down. They'll give him forward progress to the 22, but that's about the extent of Dell Valley's fortune. Talk about it, and you mentioned it. Really difficult for any quarterback to get into a rhythm. Now, Latham, they're not asking to air it out as much. He's really just kind of been managing the game a little bit. Had the one throw on the slant, little RPO, that was incomplete. But otherwise, most of the action through the air has come off of Davenport.
It has. And what's a little bit disconcerting early is that I think Austin High has probably had opportunities to extend this lead and haven't taken advantage of it, trying to get something out of the passing game that really has just not worked well at all tonight. And you leave yourself really almost halfway through the second quarter in just a 7-0 game. I mean, this thing can be tied up literally in one play. So
sure.
got to feel like they've lost a couple opportunities there.
7:57 to go, and Braden Hayward is dropped behind the line of scrimmage. This Austin defense may have been a concern a week ago, may have been a concern 2 weeks ago, not a concern tonight.
It's not. Now, I do think part of it, and I mean they are playing well, but part of that really is Dell Valley's at best a one-dimensional team. I'm not even quite sure if they have one dimension they do well in there.
They're struggling to
but Austin High is playing well. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. You can only stop the other team on the line, the team on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Problem really tonight has kind of been the offense, not being able to
a little bit of a
build on
change.
that lead. Yeah.
Backed up to their own 20. It's a loss of 2 here. Hayward rolling, pass on the run. It is caught, and that is a first down for Dell Valley. One of the really, I think, rare and few instances that they've been able to move the chains here tonight.
Well, we got
There's a flag, though.
It's a very late flag. I think it's going to be unsportsmanlike. Yeah, they are going to.
Noah Creighton had the first down initially. If it were to stand, it would have him out to the 34.
Illegal man downfield.
So there you go. So Hayward. So here's the thing of it for those of you watching, even listening at home. When Hayward rolls out, your offensive line, knowing Hayward's that athletic guy, thinks he's going to tuck it and go.
Yeah.
They start to move downfield to try and pick up those blocks. So when Hayward pulls up and fires, you have crossed now the threshold, that little 3-yard threshold, for that to be legal.
Yeah. And you see that a lot, really at all levels on these RPOs. If the pass doesn't come out real quick, those offensive linemen a lot of times simply have drifted downfield, and by the time that pass does come out, there's your illegal man downfield.
Yes. 7:05 to go here in the first half. That first quarter went by like a breeze, a little bit slower tonight. Hayward in trouble again, shakes off one, and then is forced to step out of bounds. Outstanding effort, Ethan Kale and company in there.
3rd and long here. I don't know if Dell Valley has anything in their playbook to be able to get 3rd. 17.
Jackson Taylor
18.
credited with the stop there. 7:03 again counting. Austin High, that 9-point lead. They had the touchdown off of Childers, but then the safety comes on the punt. It is a homecoming night here at House Park for this Austin High crowd. This Austin High crowd has really shown up extremely well tonight, packing at least the Austin High side of the stands. And a flag thrown there, delay a game. So we're really, Dell Valley tonight, part of the problem, they're down 9-0. Talk about struggling to move the ball offensively, but part of that problem is more compounding their own mistakes.
Yeah. I mean, illegal man downfield really erases their one most productive pass play. You get a penalty there for a delay. They just have been incapable of doing anything positive on offense with any sense of consistency.
So this will back up Dell Valley even further, and it forces them to burn a timeout. 7:03 remaining. We talked about Peeler. Peeler obviously a big part of this defense in the middle, leads in tackles. 27 tackles for him on the season. Has a fumble recovery, a pass deflection, and a sack. Paul, I bet you can't guess who is the second leading tackler on this Austin High defense.
I'm going to say, I'll say Stussy.
It is not Stoos. It is a good. Is this good guess? He comes close. He's got 13.5 on the season. It is a sign of the problems for Austin High.
Okay.
I'll put it that way.
Okay. All right.
We'll come back to that in a second. Here is a long 3rd down. Hayward in trouble. Stoos flushed him out of the pocket. Peeler was right there. He gets by him. Stoos can't grab him either, but it is Khalil Green who comes up with the tackle.
I don't know who's keeping stats. I think you got to give Stoos at least a quarter of that
He gets
tackle
a little
because he ran from his opposite side, chased the quarterback, flushed him out of the pocket to the opposite side, remained in high-speed pursuit, if you will,
4th and 7.
downfield, even though there was a gain on the play. That was one heck of an effort there by Stoos.
Stoos with the effort. It is Khalil Green who comes up with a stop, and it is also safety Khalil Green, who is the second most tackles on this Austin High defense, comes into tonight with 19.
That's a lot.
Probably not a good sign if your safety's in the top 3 on your defense and tackles. As this punt, they're going to let Batts field it. That's a dangerous decision as Bryson Batts brings us out to the Dell Valley 45. So here comes the Austin High offense. We've seen Davenport, we've seen Latham. We'll see who it is to open up this drive at the 46 of Dell Valley. 6:06 to go. Austin High with a 9-0 lead.
I'll campaign to continue with the running game. See what
You've been holding true to form on that. Well, look, I mean, they're averaging over 202 yards on the ground, so you've got the horses back there to do that. We'll see if that's what they do. Reed Childers, who's been the main man tonight, has the lone touchdown here in House Park this evening. He is the deep back here on this pistol set, 3 wide with Batts in the slot here to the left. Latham, snap, give, Childers. Childers puts his shoulder down and barrels forward. He'll work his way down to the 40 of Dell Valley. They'll actually spot him officially at the 39.
Nice job up front. Pozo's moving that nose tackle to his right. And again, Childers just kind of cuts off Pozo's backside and gets to that second level before he's even touched, picks up 7 yards.
4 wide set here and a 2x2 look right in the slot to the far right on that far right hash. They'll bring him in motion. Latham, snap, give, Childers working his way to the right and gets stood up after picking up a yard. That'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Taken down by Jeremiah Robinson and Avery Thompson.
Robinson and Thompson in the tackle.
Nice effort there by Dell Valley defense. Well, they'll be looking to get out of this series and try to get this ball back and maybe do something on offense, but they've got a hold here on 3rd and 2, and probably will be a 4th down situation if Austin High doesn't get it on this down.
Come out in the pistol again. This time 2 wide to the right. Batts to slot that side. Little movement up front. Free play. Latham's going to loft it down the field. Intercepted. But I think the offsides call will stand, or the neutral zone infraction call.
Flag on the play.
So you have the flag here. There's the line judge making the call. Offsides on the Dell Valley defense. So a hard count gets him to jump, and a little Aaron Rodgers there on display with a free play.
Exactly. I'm wondering what was going through that corner's head. He probably saw the offsides, but he's thinking, great, I'm going to make an interception, and it'll be all for naught.
It's not going to count.
Nice job there by Latham getting that hard count, getting the first down on the free 5 yards.
They haven't moved the chains on the far side yet, but the indication is a first down.
They did turn over the down marker to first.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they turned over the down marker. Yeah, the chain gang did not fully move, and they finally are. They're not in position yet. Here's Batts coming in motion. Latham keeps it inside and then ducks down just shy of the 25-yard line at Dell Valley, 4:20 and counting here in the half.
He looked a bit surprised. He got to that second level really with nobody in the area. He almost looked as if he was hoping somebody would come in and tackle him.
Yeah, you saw him kind of perk up a little bit, like, whoa, wait a minute.
What's going on? But he made a nice fake the handoff to Batts, and a lot of Dell Valley defenders went with Batts.
They're going to bring him in motion again, this time working to the right. Latham keeps again. John Latham trying to pick his way forward. He's going to get just enough for the first down. Started right with that motion with Batts to sell the fake and then keeps it.
He thought about bouncing out, then I think he realized, well, I'm not really a bouncing to the outside type of runner. Let me just get north and south.
It keeps it, cuts it back left, and working against the grain, gets that first down. 3:37 to go. Austin High leading 9-0. Dell Valley has burned 1 timeout. Austin High has not yet touched theirs. Riding with the hot hand, Latham again. And that pistol, give Childers. Childers with a hard cut, working to the left side. And Reed Childers has it down inside the 15 for a new set of downs.
Tough, hard running from Childers. He's having a nice evening tonight, running the ball.
Picks up 11 on that carry. That'll bring up 1st and 10 from the 12. So the Maroons of Austin High knocking on the door once again. Childers, Bats in the backfield, flanking Latham to either side. Bats backing up a half step. Here they'll give it to him. Bats with a crease, bouncing outside to the left. Bats lowers her shoulder and slipped free somehow, and he's in. Touchdown Austin High for the moment. And I do not see any indication otherwise that Bats was down. The touchdown will stand.
Well, he got to the corner, and I thought the defensive backer was going to be able to make the stop. He didn't put a very good effort tackling-wise, and tried to spin Bats around, grabbed him kind of up high, and not great form tackling, and Bats simply spun away and went the next 8 yards for the score.
Peterson tacks on the extra point, 16-0 here with 2:44 to play. And on that last run, I wasn't sure if Bats went down, because it looked like he came close.
Yeah.
But the contact balance of Bryson Bats, able to just put a hand down and then turn that momentum forward, able to clip the pylon and get 6. So Austin High adding to their lead right now. Now really a 2-possession game if you get to get the 2-point conversions on both. But a 16-point lead. So we talk about first time really leading, first time in control in the quarter, and now the first time with a 2-possession lead in any of their games this season. The first 2 were heart attacks waiting to happen.
I don't think they've had a first half lead. We talked about first game that they've led early, and they have not had a lead in the first half in any of their games.
Now the first 2, their 2 wins on the season, Austin High was trailing for much of the game. That first game against New Braunfels Canyon, you had them a little bit back and forth, but they were able to pull ahead late. And then your second game, you have Westwood. They did not take a lead until the final minute of the game. It was their first lead of the night. Came with 53 seconds on the clock in that one as Peterson kicks this one away. Fielded from inside the 5, and a spinning effort, but it is stopped just shy of the 15-yard line.
A.J. Davis on the return.
Well, Austin High, what you're thinking now, they've got all 3 timeouts left, just over 2.5 minutes. A player down for
Injured player on the field.
Dell Valley, but they've got a chance 3 timeouts, and with how ineffective the Dell Valley offense has been, you got to think that Coach Riley and staff are
Injured player
thinking, hey, we get this ball back, 3 timeouts left, should be able to get good field position if we get this 3 and out.
Please stop playing. There's a player on the field injured.
So player down. We'll take a quick break. You're watching the Austin High YouTube live stream as part of the Vibe Live Network, and you're listening on the Austin ESPN radio station 102.7. We'll take a quick break. Welcome back in the House Park. Quick little timeout. The Dell Valley player is helped off the field, and so we resume action here as Will Peeler makes the stop as he picks this out. It's a gain of about 3, maybe 4 on first down.
Green and Will Wheeler.
Austin High choosing not yet to call a timeout.
Nor is Dell Valley, for that matter.
I think Dell Valley just wants to get in lock for it.
And 3.
Well, but it is a two-possession game.
It
If you
is,
can
it
drive
is.
down, not to mention, Austin High started with ball. That
We'll
means
get the
Dell
ball,
Valley would
right.
get the ball to start the second half. So I would like to think there's a sense of urgency as this carry loses a yard.
Still no timeout.
None for either team.
And now Hodges.
David Roy, Paul Longoria here on the call with you. 1:45 and counting. Austin High leading 16-0 here in the second quarter from House Park.
3rd and 7 for Dell Valley.
Big third down here, 3rd and 7 for the Dell Valley Cardinals. Mark Antoni out of the gun. He'll look. Stoos came free awfully easily. Pass incomplete. Broken up. Was a bit high. Not sure anybody would have caught it, but Kale was there, and there is a flag in the backfield.
That looks like in the. Is that going to be?
It's a holding call.
That's per
No.
passer. That's Stu.
That'll go against Lawson Stoos.
Well, that'll be tough on the Maroons' chance to get the ball back. That incompletion had done them a favor. Didn't have to spend the time out there, but roughing the passer will continue the drive for Dell Valley.
Out of the gun, 4 wide, 2x2 set. Ball spotted now after the penalty. And a whistle was blown. There was some confusion by the Austin High defense. They're all looking around. We heard a whistle.
Yeah, I heard a whistle, and I think half the players on the defense moved. The other half didn't react at all.
Well, half of the offense didn't
Didn't
react at all
react.
either. They all just kind of stood there and looked around at each other like, wait a minute, what happened?
Well, the quarterback and the receiver reacted, which is all that
That's
matters.
all that mattered. It's not quite a first down. The play stands. Not quite Halloween yet, but we're getting some of the bizarro-ness in early.
That's right.
1:10 to go here in the half. And Dell Valley's got it 2nd and a yard. Ball here at their own 42. Mark Antoni out of the gun, 4 wide, trips to the far side. He's going to roll to his left. Mark Antoni, pass, low, incomplete.
That wasn't a bad throw he made rolling to his left. It was a little bit low, but it was that had a high degree of difficulty
Yes.
rolling to his left, having to turn his body and throw it.
Was looking in the direction of wide receiver Cameron Pinkley. Just could not connect with the senior. Mark Antoni, give the inside, spinning off one, and a little bit of a spin cycle going. It's like watching the tumbler in the washing machine as they just spin round and around and around out to the 47.
First and 10. Dell Valley on the 47.
Bradley Dent, the tailback on the carry there. 1st and 10 inside of a minute. They give it to him again, and Stoops stacks him up for a loss of 1.
Stacked him up quickly.
And Dell Valley now will burn a timeout.
Lawson Stoos.
So we talked about it, just not a real sense of urgency on the Dell Valley side of things.
Nor Austin High on that
No.
on that first set of downs.
Both sides really just felt content to let things ride. Austin High obviously can't fault them too much. You want to add to your lead, of course, but you've got right now 16-0. Your defense has looked fantastic through the better part of 2 quarters of play. Can't totally fault them on saying, we're okay.
Yeah.
We'll let this ride and let Dell Valley, and especially since to Dell Valley side of things, there hasn't been a sense of urgency. Just taking their time with this, still running the ball, not trying to push it downfield.
No, they're not, and that may be just a product of they have difficulty doing that.
Well, it's certainly the protection is not held up. Lawson Stoos has been wreaking havoc back there on both Hayward and Mark
Hey,
Antoni.
it doesn't matter who the quarterback has been. He has been in the backfield, living in the backfield.
39 ticks of the clock to go here in the first half. And a 16-0 lead for Austin High. Mark Antoni out of the gun, 4 wide set, 2x2 look. 2 receivers either side. Here's Mark Antoni rolling to his right. Pass caught, slips 1 tackle, and then brought down by Blake Bridges. But it is a Dell Valley first down.
Trying to hurry up, see if they can kill it. Kill the snap.
Derek LeBlanc, the junior, had the grab. Mark Antoni spikes it.
Okay, Austin High's got to be careful here. They've got ball now inside their 40. Dell Valley's now had a couple of things working in the passing game. I think Austin High's been playing a little bit soft and a little bit of a prevent, giving up some stuff underneath. But you're kind of in that territory now where if you kind of get a completion, 12, 15 yards downfield, one guy misses the tackle, and the receiver could be off to the end zone. So you got to be careful here. You don't want to lose these last 2 minutes of the first half.
You talk about Stoos and Taylor wreaking havoc on this offensive line. They've been trying to mitigate that lately on this drive by moving Mark Antoni on some rollouts. He'll stand in here, pass over the middle on the simple drag, and the drag route, the modest gain there. Bradley Dent gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Well, they got the first down, but you got to get out of bounds in that situation. He's going to force either a spike or timeout. I mean,
clock rolling inside 10 seconds. Mark Antoni in trouble. Stoos bearing down on him, lofting it, and it's incomplete. Ruiz was there, and he settled under it. But then it is Kendrick Pinkley who runs into him, trying to get to it.
Yeah.
It's not pass interference because Ruiz is not
right
intentionally trying to interfere. He's sitting waiting for it first, and then the incidental contact of Pinkley trying to run through him. 1 second remaining here off the incompletion.
I don't understand the use of the timeout in that situation. Obviously, the receiver for Dell Valley should have gotten out of bounds when he picked up that first down. He had an easy opportunity to do it, but then you don't call a timeout. You end up throwing what kind of was a Hail Mary. You're lucky you have 1 second left. You're going to go into halftime with one timeout, which is going to do you absolutely no good. Just call the timeout. You get a chance to call, set yourself up, call 2 plays at least.
Sure. Well, and they take it now with a second left. So play clock winding down. You want the extra time here with taking their last time out from Dell Valley's side of things to talk about this one play. You need 25 yards for 6 points. Ball spotted here a little bit to the right hash, just inside of it. And we'll see what Dell Valley calls. 16-0, Austin High leading here in the first half. Green and Bridges are the 2 safeties. And they're going to send Bridges back.
Oh,
they're going to kick the field goal here. Snap, it is blocked! The kick is no good! Isaiah Marmolejo scoops it up. And so Austin High, the effort of the defense and the special teams prevails here late in the first half.
Well, that was going to be a bit of a lengthy field goal there, but it was a low kick, easy block.
Brian Flores, the one to come out to try it. It was low. It was going to have to be low because it's such a long kick. You have to get it up. And because he can't, it's so low, it ends up in the back of the offensive line. The defense gets through, and then Marmolejo recovers it. So Austin High takes a 16-0 lead into halftime.
First halftime lead.
Yeah, and it's not an insignificant one. 2-possession game right now. Now Dell Valley will get the ball to start the second half.
Well, we'll see if the Maroons can kind of come out, set the tone defensively. Except for that last drive, they pretty much have been able to dominate on the defensive side of the ball. Maybe, hopefully, try to get a quick 3 and out and get that ball back to the offense. I would like to see the offense maybe look they can't really do much against us in the running game. Let's get this, keep it on the ground. Let's burn some clock, push out the scores a little bit, and get it to the house.
So with that, Austin High leads 16-0 in the first half. A touchdown for Batts and a touchdown for Reed Childers have been a big part of that, as well as the safety on the botch punt by Dell Valley. That's how we got here. So Austin High right now in control at the half. We'll see what halftime adjustments are made and if they can keep it that way throughout the second half. The Dell Valley Marching Band will come up. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back when we return. Austin High Marching Band and the third quarter on the other side. We'll see you then.
jackets are under the direction of Stephanie Braden Wright and are also on the field by Captain Russell Harris and First Lieutenant Kennedy Muir. President is Neil Harvey. Vice President is Brooklyn Reeves. Social officers are Scarlett Alana Hernandez and Ellie Butterworth. Parent Earl is Kennedy Muir. Ladies and gentlemen, your Austin High Red Jackets. To help your Maroon band raise money for new instruments and equipment. Thank you. And now, your homecoming court presentation.
The boosters then, they decide what they want to do. Right now, football and baseball. Basketball gets really tricky. The problem with basketball isn't necessarily the booster problem. It's not that, from what I've seen doing it. So it's on the hot pot. Every gym gets great cell service. So when you go in there, you're stuck with what it is. So if you're on the hot spot, you maybe can call it, you maybe can't call it. Just depends. I don't know what the basketball situation is. I didn't ask. I know for sure baseball. We have another baseballer. Yeah? Awesome. See, I didn't even have to pitch at it. It's just have fun.
The Austin High Student Council first wants to thank each and every Maroon who campaigned and voted in this year's homecoming court election. Our underclassmen winners were crowned during today's pep rally at Austin High. Please congratulate your freshman royalty, Ella Bunger, sophomore royalty, Ty Brown, and Valle Rossman. Junior royalty, Maki Ashida. These students demonstrated what it truly means to be loyal forever. Now please welcome Austin High's senior homecoming court nominees to the field. Diana Wells. Jack McKay. And Moses Gorta. This year was the first election where nominees were able to campaign together as a unit. Because Moses and Jack decided to run as a unit, all nominees received enough votes to be crowned as our senior homecoming royalty tonight. So please congratulate Moses Orta, Jack McKay, and Diana Wells as your senior homecoming royalty.
We can at least see it from our perspective. How's the replay? I think it's good. I think they're having a hard time. I know Daisy's kind of having a hard time getting it down, or she's juggling so much. Talking to Lulu, it's good. The hard thing about it that I'm kind of realizing we'll need to kind of keep taking care of is that because there's so many camera games. It's a work in progress. But, you know, at the same time, we're 5 games in, 4 minutes. Are you ever want to do that? Yeah, we can talk on the replay. Yeah. We can do it. No one can do it. Where's the problem? So I'm taking over, but I'm also having to watch they move too fast that it's I'm using the one play talk for a half second and then it's on to the next, and so they don't take nearly as much time as we play as college all those. It's a little too go. So we'll see if we can figure it out. This would be in a perfect world. If Austin High ever made a mistake, then we have that time. Because they have, Fox is usually there on Fox Sports, so they have all you can do. But even then, that's pretty quick. We won't have that problem with baseball. We can replay all the 2.8. When you say replay, like if we can't get to it, we can look back out. Here's that play first. mean, now granted, this is a big.
Here come the Austin High Maroons.
Didn't you take one with you?
I only had one.
I thought you took an extra.
No, I didn't. That was Ian.
Oh.
Yeah.
Time to go now.
Well, this is great.
It's okay. There's nothing on.
Should I go set up again? No, I don't know where they did.
Why did this?
It's been doing. So I only. This is what happened.
Turn that camera and point it at the field. No, the other way. Here you go.
It's working.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Is that good? Okay.
It's good for right now. It was just because you weren't here yet, so.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Should I go set up?
Yes. Yeah. Good stuff. You ready to rock and roll? Ready.
Welcome back into House Park. David Roy, Paul Longoria here in the broadcast booth. Start of the third quarter, getting set to get started. Paul, we look at that first half. Austin High in control, really defensively,
Yeah.
and that has been the big story so far here tonight.
Yes, they have pitched a first half shutout and 16-point lead. Offense has kind of been in control. We're really the lead feels like it should be pushed out at least one more score, but chance for the defense to kind of continue that theme into the third quarter. Maybe get a quick 3 now, give that offense a chance to get out on the field and extend the lead.
This return fielded cleanly and picking his way through out to the 31. Really good return.
Nice return. There's a flag. It's going to look like it's going to be offsides on Austin High.
Donovan Douglas had the return initially. We'll see what the call is.
Flag on the plate.
We get back in that first half, though, a little bit. The one thing we talked about, defense was great. Dell Valley helped out a lot with that and some of their offensive struggles, but the Austin High side of things, the quarterback carousel between Latham and Davenport, and I understand it to a point, right? Davenport certainly seems to have the better arm between the two, but the accuracy has been just a tad off tonight. He's not quite there. It's kind of like you're at the golf course and you look at, you got a 100-yard drive or some short, and you just can't quite get the right club to make it, quite work. All right, we're going to bring out 3. No, that went a little bit too far. You come back and just not quite into the bag here tonight.
Yeah, not dialed in. He's been high on really on a lot of his throws, and generally the Austin passing game really beyond kind of the line of scrimmage, downfield type stuff. They really haven't been able to push the ball downfield very well tonight. But Dell Valley got something going a little bit on their last drive through the air. We'll see if that carries over. Oh, they got a.
There's a long throw out of reach. No flags thrown.
They tried to slip a tight end immediately downfield, and he broke open for. The second pass was a little bit high. Falls incomplete.
Well, that's been a common theme here tonight. Damari Hunt Tyler was the receiver intended, but Will Peeler right there in coverage just underneath, and again trying to put it in a spot just that too far. The fingertips just couldn't quite reach, and so you add that aspect to it, but the downfield passing for both teams has just not been there
not
tonight.
Not crisp at all.
We'll see if they go back to the running game. Mark Antoni, botch snap, and he just has to fall on top of it and hope he can get through. Andrew Nelson able to come up with the stop.
Well, that's just not officially yet. It's almost a drive killer, though. You just give up 5 yards. I mean, even in a penalty situation with the procedure, at least you get the down over, but this will bring up 3rd and 15.
The snap, it looked like the snap wasn't
that
bad, but it just looked like the exchange between
didn't work.
Mark Antoni didn't work out. He'll come out rolling to his right. In trouble, pass caught, He's short of the line to gain, and then the ball comes out late, and it's ruled a fumble. Austin High's got it.
Well, big early break there from Austin High. Dell Valley almost had the first down on that, but then receiver got hit, kind of spun around, and ball came out.
If it got reviewed, if we had review capability, it may not stand.
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of...
it was a bang-bang play to be sure.
Yeah, but no review. They rule it a fumble, and Austin sets up plus territory just inside the 40 of Dell Valley. Really want to take advantage of this.
Latham will get the start here to open up the second half out of the pistol. Give Childers with a crease to the right. Just inside of the right tackle, Bisson, and Reed Childers able to work his way to the 35.
He got up into that. He got up in that crease really well, real quick. Got to that second level.
And number 2, Freddie Thomas.
We'll talk about John Latham a little bit. He's kind of been that quarterback carousel tonight. We haven't seen him throw it too much. First 2 weeks, wasn't too bad. 3 touchdowns, only the 1 pick. Last 2 weeks, it's been a tale of something different.
Yeah, a lot of turnovers. You got to take care of the ball.
2 touchdowns and 6 interceptions over the course of the last 2 weeks after starting with a 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. And so tonight, for the most part, all Latham has been asked to do is, hey man, just come in and hand it off a couple times. We'll be good.
Hand it off, take care of it. Minimal gain there, going to bring up about 3rd and 5. They'll bring in, definitely making some personnel changes, including bringing Davenport in at quarterback for Latham. Looks like they're going to spread it out here, going 5. They'll go 4 wide.
Bats in the backfield and to the left of Whit Davenport. Trips here to this left side, the bottom of your screen, those of you watching at home on the YouTube feed. Davenport, time, high throw, backing up underneath it though is Logan Davis, and that should be good enough for a first down. It is out to the 25.
He did a really nice job of going up to get it. Davis did. I thought the pass was going to sell. It came out high for Latham. We talked about Davenport has been high with the throws. That one came out high on Latham, and I didn't think that Davenport was going to be able to get it, but kind of was able to turn his body around, square it up, reach high up, make that snag. Big first down for the Maroons.
Couple of different personnel packages here. Thomas comes in, Childers bumps into the slot on the right, and Logan Davis now is at quarterback. Here comes Bats, keep, Davis, outside to the left, Davis with a cutback, and he's got it inside the 20 before he's cut down.
Logan Davis.
Good blocking there on the left side by the Maroon offensive line.
Taken down by number 0.
Alonzo Garcia came around from his right guard spot and put a Dell Valley defender flat on his back. That could not have felt good.
Davis on the gun, Bats in motion. Davis keeps, Logan Davis slashes his way through the Dell Valley defense, and it's a first down. Looking ahead just a little bit, Austin High next week goes on the road. They'll be at Dripping Springs. Kickoff at 7:30 next week.
Ooh, that'll be a drive.
A little bit of a drive.
Well, we've had drove to Buda into...
drove up to Temple. Now out to Dripping Springs.
Davis, nice job on that last read option, holding the ball at the last minute, really froze the defense and just kind of kept it while they were focused on Bats.
They put Bats in the backfield. Here's Davenport and another high throw. Hoopman, though, had it. It was in the window, and he just...
He did, but that, again, he had to really fully turn around and kind of high point that. I thought he made a nice effort, but again, really, that's got to be a simple throw for Davenport.
Well, it does need to be a simple throw. You can improve that accuracy. Like you said, it was a bit high. I think for Hoopman, though, kind of watching that in time, I don't know that the jump was really necessary. It was behind, yes, and you were going to have to reach up, but I don't know that you needed to jump up to get it, because when he did, it was more shoulder pad level.
Yeah.
Davenport give. Here's Batts. Bryson Batts twisting and tumbling forward. And he'll come up just shy of the line to gain.
They're giving it to him. Looks like they're going to give him.
No, they got him just short down there on the far side.
Well, I saw the official. Okay, I guess he was just motioning.
He motioned to, I guess, move the down judge. And whistle's blowing here. Timeout taken by Dell Valley. So early on here, 7:48 to play in the third. And Dell Valley will take their first time out of the third quarter.
We talked about in the first half how the Maroons having much more success running the ball, struggling passing the ball. We're seeing that same thing to start this third quarter. They've done a nice job of moving it down the field, really on the back of that very strong running game. And I think you got third and a yard here inside the 5-yard line. I think we'll see him try to ground and pound it, get it into that end zone.
We've talked a lot over these first half and into the second half about this schedule and those first 2 weeks. You take a look at it on your screen there. New Braunfels Canyon had that win, 45-35 early. Westwood, the 35-34, that close nail-biter of a game that we loved. And then the 2 losses on the road. So kind of a get-right game here for Austin High. You look at that schedule, 2-0 on the road, 0-2, or 0-2 on the road, 2-0 at home.
It's good to be back home. Good to be back home.
And so far on their way to being 3-0 here at home. Give to Batts. Batts cuts it outside, slips one, slips a second, and he's got the touchdown. But a flag is thrown, and I do not believe it will stand.
I think they're going to get a hold on the edge. Now there was a second flag in the end zone. I don't know if that was something else or the official was just throwing a flag. Make sure they saw it and get an explanation from the ref on the outside. But we were going to get a tug of the jersey. It looked like on the corner.
It was a really delayed flag, though.
It was. The corner was pleading his case. Well, I don't know. Now they're bringing. Now they're discussing it. I'm not quite sure what the.
Austin High sent out their field goal unit.
I saw an initial
tug.
But I thought I saw an official give an initial indication of holding. Let's see.
Do we have offsetting penalties?
Yeah, that's a hold.
No, it's an illegal block in the back call, is what they said. So I saw the turn of the shoulders, which I think is what you saw in the hold. But I'm guessing the flag got drawn with the extra push in the back once he got past.
Okay.
So that will take the 6 points off the board.
Well, now you put yourself in a. Suddenly you go from 3rd and 1, just inside the 5. You're going to bring up a 3rd and 11.
Davenport and company come off. In comes Latham. So you've got a jumbo set on what appears to be a long third down.
Third down.
3rd and 11. All the Maroons.
3rd and 11. Watley went in. We normally only see Watley when they bring in those 3 backs. And he is set up almost like a fullback or a wing here to the right. Batts, a single back in the backfield. They give it to him. Batts cuts it left. Bryson Batts with a burst of speed off to the outside. Down inside of the 5. They'll spot him at the 2.
Going to be marked a little bit short, but really nice run. Bouncing it to the outside. Again, getting some really good blocking there on that left side. Perkins and Shepard gets the first down. Setting up just at the 2-yard line.
Last seniors on that offensive line. Shepard, Perkins being the 2 of the big ones, as is Pozos. And one of the other seniors on this offense, Bryson Batts, picks up his 2nd touchdown of the night to extend this Austin High lead.
Well, nothing fancy about that, just off tackle, and he never got touched. He just kind of walked into the end zone from the 2-yard line. Nice blocking on that right side there. by the Maroons.
Just set up, nice angle, bats hits the hole, and the Maroons, extra point is good. Austin High extends this lead 23-0 here with 6:41 remaining in the third.
So Austin High came out and talked about, getting a stop on defense and giving the ball to their offense, give them a chance to extend this lead. That's exactly what they've done. Kind of at this point, if you're kind of looking at it from a realistic sense, Dell Valley offensively really has done virtually nothing this game. So just kind of keep everything in front of you. Don't do anything. You don't really have to do much in the way of fancy. Just play sound defensive football. Give the ball back to chance. Give the ball back to your offense. And I just think you continue to just wear them down on the offense. The line is just dominating. They're putting guys on their back. After a while, that kind of starts to eat away at the defensive line. They just get worn out and beat up a little bit.
Well, and defensively, you talk about them being able to really control things, not only on the offensive side of the line of scrimmage, but defensively as well.
Yes, yeah.
Lawson Stoosh has really wreaked havoc coming off the edge there. That right tackle of Dell Valley has been miserable when number 18 of the Austin High defense lines up across from him so far here tonight. We talk about this defense, the success they've had tonight, so far pitching a shutout. In part, Dell Valley has helped them to do that.
Yeah.
A lot of costly penalties, a lot of costly mistakes for an offense that has only crossed midfield twice tonight.
Yes.
Teal Collins kicks this way, and it is dropped on the return, and still setting up at the big return. Despite the drop,
Well, there will be a flag on the play. Looks this will be some sort of illegal block. Flag down at about the 20. So this is going to really put Dell Valley in the hole here to start. Nice return by the kick returner after he fumbled it. And looked like he had all of his blockers had gone downfield, but he just simply kind of outflanked the Austin High kick coverage team. But let's see what the officials settle out here. But the penalty in the area is sitting just outside the 20 in the area of some sort of illegal block or hold of some sort.
this is still being discussed. Some of the lengthier discussions we've seen among officials have come tonight. This is another one of them.
What's the call, guys? What'd you get? Push in the back, number whoever. Okay, good.
Good. And Austin High again. Coach Riley saying come on, we're done talking.
Yeah,
let's go.
Let's go.
6:30 remaining in the half. 2 pounds.
Offside. Okay.
Blindside block. Receiving teams. Penalties offset.
I don't see a flag.
I didn't see a flag. I didn't see the flag. I see the flag at the 20 for the blindside block, which is really hard to not have when you have somebody turning and reversing field that way.
All the way around.
You're going all the way around. So when Austin High starts focusing on you and then you're moving that way, the defender's eyes start they're still on the ball carriers, they're following along.
Yeah, and you get those blockers peeling back.
Right, to pick you up.
Ball, yeah.
And so you pick up the blindside block. Like you said, I did not see the flag for an offsides call. I just saw it on the return end at the 20. So Austin High sends out special teams again. It was Teal Collins who kicked it last time. This time it'll be James Peterson, who is 2 for 2 on extra points here tonight. He's only missed 1 all season. And Austin High says, if we're going to kick it again, we're going to try an onside. A little bit of a squib kick, but big hit, and credit Dell Valley for holding on.
I tell you what, credit number 54 for Dell Valley. It was a straight onside kick.
Right at Ezekiel Phillips.
He fielded and Phillips fielded it cleanly, and in an instant got whacked by about 3 Austin defenders. Didn't bobble the ball, didn't fumble it, held on to it. So.
Clutched it to his chest, let him bring him down. Best starting field position of the night for Dell Valley. here at their own 49. Here's Mark Antoni. Screen. Catch made and run down by Ethan Kale of this Austin High defense. Donovan Douglas with another grab and a gain of 6.
He did a nice job of kind of getting through the wash there and scraping over and making that play from the inside out and stopping it for. I mean, he got it after about 5 yards, but I thought the play would go for a little bit more.
Out of the gun, Mark Antoni. Fake. Pass the other side this time. Bridges following him, and a flag is thrown. This will negate the gain by Kevin Meeks. For now, it would be a first down, but we saw a defender here, Jackson Taylor, had his helmet get ripped off, and he was hot.
Yeah, he was
coming to the sideline.
He was not happy about it. We were watching the play on the far side where Dell Valley had gotten the first down on just a quick swing pass, but I don't. We'll see what the officials make the call here, but it'll go against Dell Valley.
They're going to walk it off. So spot of the foul is right now the Austin High 38.
Hands to the face.
You have that hands to the face. So mark off 15 yards. You had the flag thrown back, so they go. Looks like they went 15 from the spot of the foul.
Yeah.
Which was again at that 38-yard line of Austin High. So this moves Dell Valley back to their own 41 for 2nd and 18. Austin High still leading 23-0, 5:38 to go and counting here in this third quarter of play from House Park. Mark Antoni out of the gun. He'll take the snap, give, and the run pushes out to the 45.
Dell Valley just trying to get a little bit back, trying to make third a bit more manageable, but they still got about 14 to go on this third down.
Bradley Dent with the carry. Big third down. We'll see what Austin High's approach is defensively. Coach Cecil sent in his signal. Now back up. Khalil Green and Deering, the two safeties. Empty backfield here for Mark Antoni. Mark Antoni off the snap. Pressure in his face. He's in trouble. Sidesteps one. Cannot get away from two. And down he goes. Will Peeler come barreling through to bring him down.
Yeah, he was just swamped from the get-go. Had no chance to even try to get that pass off. And
I'm not sure if they were trying to set up a screen. As easily as the three defenders came through, it looked like it.
I don't think they did, though. I don't think it was a screen call.
It didn't look like it.
It looks like they were trying to push the ball downfield, that receiver deep, but it looked like he was looking deep. He just had no chance.
So they will send out Omar Ponce to punt this away.
He's been doing the rugby style punts.
This one nearly gets blocked.
Best effort of the night.
And Bat signals a fair catch at his own 25. That one was not a line drive. That one was a nice high arcing punt.
It was, yeah.
3:47 to go here in the third. Austin High in firm control. Up 3 touchdowns with a safety added onto it.
I think right here, you got the ball at your own 25. Really, unless Dell Valley gets a lot of help, it's going to be difficult for them to try to make this ground up. And I think the best way to avoid giving them help, let's just kind of keep churning it out on the ground, choke a little clock, at least until you get past the midfield spot. You got the ball at your own 25 here. You don't really need a silly turnover, but they'll go to the air.
Latham to throw. He'll find Logan Davis out here just shy of the 30. They'll spot him at the 28-yard line. So, but what you're saying is, Paul, this is a put-away drive.
It is, but more importantly, just don't give anything away. Just don't give anything to Dell Valley. They can't they can't really get out of their own way offensively. They're really, at the risk of being blunt, are no threat offensively at this point to stay in this game or really to get back in this game unless you help them.
Yeah. Well, and for Dell Valley, it's been a snowball of errors against them, just continuing to compound the problem. Here goes Childers. Childers saw the crease, and Reed Childers is finally forced out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down to the Dell Valley 40 for a big Austin High first down.
Really nice blocking again there on the left side. Shepard and Perkins have just been dominant on that left side spot. Kind of run a little two-man action there on the outside blocking scheme, and big hole for Childers just off the left tackle.
Childers over 100 yards on the ground for him here tonight, and they're going to go right back to him. Childers picking his way across, looking for more, and he's got it out about the 36-yard line from the looks of it.
I like to say in boxing parlance, you just kind of lean on your opponent.
Yeah.
Way ahead on points. Don't put yourself in any danger, and just kind of keep leaning on them and just get this game in the barn, if you will. I mean, if you want to try a couple of things, that's great, but, you know, keep this clock rolling.
2-by-2, Latham to throw, has all kinds of time, stepping up. He wants it all right here, going for Kirak. Incomplete. Latham left it just a bit short. Was a one-on-one. A little bit lucky the defender never decided to turn around.
Well, I was going to say, he was smart in that he just had his hands up. He didn't go into the receiver.
Yep.
But also on the flip side, if he turns, he might have been able to make that play.
He might have.
But at the end, it's a long incompletion, and Dell Valley will take that, putting Austin High in a 3rd and 6 situation.
Childers had 68 rushing yards at the half. He's picked up the other 40 here in this half. Latham with time. And he's going to loft this one as Kirak too far in front. So, I know you're saying put away drive, run the ball, just keep it down. Austin High and Coach Riley, look, we're up 23-0.
Sure.
This is an opportunity to work out some of the passing game kinks.
And I can see that. I can certainly.
You don't agree with it.
Well, and I don't know, but I also did say, you know, at least get it to midfield and beyond, and so now they're doing that. But, you know, I thought maybe, okay, you try that long pass downfield, perhaps try something in the more immediate area on 3rd down. They're going to go for it here. They kind of have that luxury of being able to go for it here, but
they're going for it with Logan Davis at quarterback. 2 backs in the backfield. Thomas.
Probably going to be a run of some sort.
Well, and now Coach Riley's going to call timeout. So Childers took almost a false step. He was split out wide, and then he was supposed to come in motion. It looked like it was going to be one of those, they call it the cheat motion now. You can thank the Miami Dolphins for the naming of it.
Exactly, yeah.
But it was going to be one of those, just a quick short motion to come in and set, almost like you're trying to get a pick, almost in basketball, and set an edge. Coach Riley takes a timeout. He saw that movement, didn't want to risk a penalty. He'll burn his first of the half with 2:06. They'll talk this over. Big 4th down, 4th and 6. Dell Valley needing some sort of momentum to help them out.
I mean, at this point, even if Austin High doesn't get it, at least they've gotten back into Dell Valley territory. But I'd like to see them get it here and keep that drive going.
They are still going to go for it on 4th and 6. Latham is now in at the quarterback spot, and they come back out 4 wide. Collins and Hoopman in the slot to either side. Latham rolling left, sets up, laser, incomplete. Could have been an interception, but it was not. Hit the turf. Turnover on downs. And so out comes the Dell Valley offense again with 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd.
Well, I thought on that, when they first ran that personnel out there for 4th down, I thought it was a bit of an odd personnel grouping for a 4th and 6. They were clearly showing run, without either of the passing quarterbacks in there, but leave it to the defense to try to get this ball back. They have had their way 3 quarters, almost 3 full quarters here with the Dell Valley offense. I don't necessarily expect that to change here.
First and 10 on the 36.
I just think Austin could have done a little bit better maintaining control of the ball.
Zapata comes running in for Friday. Late here for this Austin High defense. Snap. They brought Douglas in motion, and then the pass for Meeks. It's trying to set up another one of those bubble screens, and that falls incomplete. 2nd and 10.
You got to catch the ball, young man. I mean, quarterback puts it in the perfect spot. You're catching it in stride. Looks like you got a few yards ahead of you, and the ball just goes between your hands. I mean, if I'm the quarterback, I'm telling the guy, what do you want me to do? Go run out there and hand it to you? Catch the ball.
Mark Antoni out here on 2nd and 10. Out of the gun once again. Snap. Play fake. Reverse. There goes Donovan Douglas.
They got some room out there.
Douglas gets tripped up, but I think he was able to fall far enough forward to pick up the first down. They'll give it to him. Gain of 11.
Nice job of blocking out there by Dell Valley on the edge. You know, sometimes in those reverses, you get that peel back block, and sometimes they'll get you flagged for a crack, some sort of crack back or blindside block. But nice job, really, of just efficiently keeping the Austin High defenders at bay, allowing the ball carrier to get that first down in that reverse. Well designed, well executed.
1st and 10, 132 and counting here in the 3rd. Austin High still leading 23-0. Bubble screen again, and it's incomplete. This time in the direction of Donovan Douglas to the near side. So these are supposed to be high completion percentage throws, high percentage throws and completions. Just simple pitches and catches. And they're struggling with it.
And again, the pass was in sometimes on those passes, the ball's behind the receiver and he's got to turn and then head upfield. Both those last 2 incompletions, the receivers had a chance to catch the ball quickly in stride, going forward, and the ball's just simply gone through their hands.
4 wide, 2x2, the give. Bounce outside to the left, and Zapata over there to make the stop. Cannell Hodges, the senior,
on the run.
with the pickup there, makes it 3rd and about 5.
Boy, Hodges looks like he's built like a box.
It looks like it. Just
like
a nice salute, yeah.
Like a washing machine box, you know, something that comes delivered to you from Lowe's. And
Let's make some noise.
very sturdy looking ball carrier.
Bring Meeks in motion. They give it right back to him. And Hodges will box his way forward.
Yeah,
they're going to give him the first down.
Yeah. Ace. A couple of nice tough runs there.
On the run. 1st and 10 Cardinals.
Have we seen him?
I don't think so. No, not really. They were not handing it to him in the first half.
I would have recognized him in the first half.
I think somebody I kind of would have recognized. Mark Antoni rolling right, in trouble. Peeler knocked it free, and it's out of bounds.
He was trying to get rid of it and like maybe trying to
Will Levis
the ball
it
forward, but they're going to rule him. They're going to rule it down.
Peeler coming up behind to poke it free.
Second and 15 for the Cardinals.
Out of the gun, Mark Antoni. Snap. Trips right.
There's
Trying to set up the screen. There goes Hodges. Cannell Hodges. Outside and has to go up and over the sliding for the tackle, Khalil Green.
There was your screen.
There's your screen. Well, and you had a screen. You had what could have counted as a soccer tackle there on that screen, too.
Yeah, that's right. Kind of a slide tackle there. So, but well set up by Dell Valley. They'll take that to the 4th quarter. They're on the drive here a bit.
3 quarters in, Austin High leads 23-0. You're watching the Austin High YouTube live stream as part of the Vibe Live Network, and you're listening on Austin ESPN 102.7 We'll be right back, fourth quarter, when we return. Welcome back here to House Park. Start of the fourth quarter. Austin High up 23-0 over the Dell Valley Cardinals.
Procedure call on that right side by Dell Valley, wide out, pushing back 5, bring up a third and about 11.
Let's take a look at the district standings. Assuming Austin High well in hand and barring some kind of calamity, Austin High will pick up their third win of the season. They'll improve to 3-2. That'll put them up there with Dripping Springs. Westlake obviously 3-1, but they have the bye this week. And then the really interesting game, we haven't talked about it and hadn't had a chance to touch on it, as here goes Mark Antoni outside and rolling to his right. Laser downfield, it is caught.
That was a very nice throw, very nice catch.
Hit Meeks right on the money, but you look at those standings, the big game tonight, we haven't talked about it. 2 unbeatens in the district are clashing right now on the other side, and that's Bowie and Lake Travis.
It'll be interesting to see what that result is.
Snap, Mark Antoni, give, Hodges, brought down. Kale and Holden Taylor into the backfield with a stop.
Dell Valley's really kind of struggled with snaps most of the game. Lots of low ones, and when you're just starting every play with the timing off, particularly on that one, it just kind of throws everything off, and Austin defenders got in there easily, made a tackle for a loss.
Yes, about the outcome of that Lake Travis Bowie game. I hate to disappoint anybody. From what I've seen, it is not interesting.
Okay.
Lake Travis up 41-6. As a give here, nice shifty move, and it'll pick up.
That's going to bring up a very manageable third down. So it's going to be third and about. Oh no, excuse me. They gave him that was the first down.
Bradley Dent picks up that first down again. Lake Travis up 41-6 over Bowie.
I call that a lot to a little.
Lake Travis will stay unbeaten. Bowie will not. They will fall to 4-1. So that'll put them right in there with Dripping Springs. Mark Antoni pass short and incomplete.
But you know that's what we talked about that at the outset about the start of district play. You kind of get everything out of the way with regards to out of district games, and the level of competition can vary with teams being faced. I mean, Westlake took a loss, but took a loss to a very good team.
Right.
But so when you get into district play, everything really just kind of gets it sorted out, and you start to kind of find out who's who and what's what come district play.
As Dent diving effort. They're going to say he got in.
Yeah, good. Boy, nice effort, really good run right up the middle. Looks like he took it just over the center guard gap, and nice bit of running on that drive. I'm trying to figure out if Dell Valley had a shift in offensive philosophy coming out for that drive, because they looked okay on that one. Put it together and cut into this lead. Looks like they're going to go for 2 here.
Yeah, they're going to go for 2. 10:23 remaining.
That's right. You want to try to, they're thinking 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions, and then maybe a touchdown to tie it. So
Right.
this is the very early part of that equation.
We got a Maryland eye sighting. They're going to pitch it to Dent. Bradley Dent. Can't get there. Stop back inside the 10, backed up to the 9.
2 points.
The Maryland Eye made an appearance at the high school rinks. How about that?
The what did?
We had the Maryland Eye. We had the
I
two.
see.
We had 2 fullbacks. We had the tailback. The Maryland Eye appeared.
There you go.
One of those old-timey
Yeah.
formations that you don't. In a day and age of spread it out, air it out, you don't see it anymore.
I looked at it and I was wondering, what in the world am I
I'm
looking
like,
at?
it took a second, it's something you don't see often. That is about as common as the wing tee.
Yeah. Yep. Well, not a great possession there for the Maroon defense. Offense, got to get back out there and I still think realistically you probably have this game somewhat in hand, less so than what it was 3 minutes ago, but important here for Austin High to get the ball, burn some clock, move the ball downfield, get a score. I think at this point you kind of stick to what has worked so well for you tonight,
Right.
and has not been the passing game.
Now, Bradley Dent gets his first touchdown of the evening, puts Dell Valley on the board, 23-6. They're going to try the onside kick, and it's going to go out of bounds for the illegal procedure call.
So Austin High will have good field position there. Kicked it a little too far on that. It took a nice hop.
It took the good hop. Kurak was trying to chase it down before he pulled up, realizing they weren't going to get to it before it goes out of bounds. 10:23 to go. Austin High leading 23-6. So a 17-point lead.
You like that onside kick to take that really good big first bounce. That was a little bit too big.
Let's see if Austin High. So still, 2-3 possession game here in Austin High's favor. Down 17 is Dell Valley. But like you said, put away drive.
Yeah.
Can you put them away now?
Burn some time. Take up some real estate here and get this thing in the end zone.
Davenport will get the start here on the drive. And he's got all kinds of time. Finally layering this one in for Donovan Kurak. Saw him come open late, and he had his feet set looking right, and he just never reset. So he's winding up trying to throw back across his own base, and it just comes up short of Donovan Kurak, who was coming open, breaking across the middle of the field.
Well, he was, but there were 3 receivers downfield, and unfortunately Davenport picked the one that was most covered, because the other two really were not covered.
And not just the most covered, but from the way he was looking, the most difficult throw.
The most difficult throw, indeed.
10:17 to go. Davenport looking to the sideline, making some adjustments here. Snap, give, and here goes Brandon Thomas, who gets lifted in the air before being driven backwards. Forward progress will net him 3 yards and bring up 3rd and 7.
We have not seen Thomas very much tonight. This is probably the least activity we've seen him get in these season thus far.
3rd and 7 for the Maroons.
Not a lot to speak of through the air tonight for this Austin High offense. All the damage has been done on the ground. Childers has had an outstanding night running the ball. Davenport in the gun. 3 wide here to his right. Snap, looks, and a little tunnel screen here for Donovan Kurak. Dell Valley was ready for it. It was the same play that a couple weeks ago against Westwood. Kurak had the touchdown that gave Austin High the tying score. And then Peterson came on, kicked the extra point to get the win. They go back to that here, hoping to catch him off guard. They did not. Del Valley was ready for it.
And they'll give the ball right back to Dell Valley. And, now they've got some momentum. They're feeling much better about themselves than what they have for most of this game. They mustered some offense that last drive, get that score. They got a quick 3 and out.
Latham is set to punt this way. Now, keeping in mind he is quarterback too, so I don't know that Coach Riley will get into any trickery here and want to show anything, but you never know. Another rugby-style kick from Latham, and it will take an Austin High bounce.
Well, I thought he had a chance to pick it up, at least on that first bounce, but punt returner lets it go. Cost him about another
10 yards almost.
At least.
Works its way down to the 13. That's where they spot it. 8:18 remaining. And that's where Dell Valley will begin this drive. Needing 17 points.
First and 10 on the 13. For the Cardinals.
Well,
2 timeouts remaining for both teams.
And the good news for Austin High is that is a 3-score lead. But Dell Valley's coming out. They had things working on that last drive finally tonight. And now this one they're going to start deep in their own territory. But they were able to move the ball both in the air and on the ground last drive, get that score.
Mark Antoni trying to go to that screen on the bubble again. And this time Kevin Meeks with the grab. Going to get him out to the 14-yard line before he is brought down.
Taken down by Khalil Green.
Brings us down inside 8 minutes. Batts has had 2 of the touchdowns. Reed Childers has 1. And then, of course, a safety on a botched punt by Dell Valley. That's Austin High getting 23. And then earlier in this fourth quarter of play, Bradley Dent able to pick up a rushing touchdown and put Dell Valley on the board. So Dell Valley, if nothing else, avoids the shutout here tonight.
Yeah. Stu's a nice play, batting that quick pass, batting it for an incompletion.
$7:47 to go. Play clock is really winding down right now. He's got to hurry. He didn't get it off.
Well, they gave it to him.
They're going to let him play, and Mark Antoni's pass incomplete and a flag late.
Wow, so they don't call the delay, and now
they're going to call interference. Bridges coming over the back of Pinkley.
That looked like one of those NFL play clock decisions where you let it go for about 2 ticks.
Yep.
And then the play still gets off.
Yep.
Defense in the flag.
See, you call that pass interference call there. I'll be honest, he got there slightly early, but I don't know that I would call it early enough to call it pass interference.
I think it was the way he got there. He kind of came over the top and kind of played through the receiver.
The give here, Lawson Stoos made the tackle, and I think he's fortunate not to get called with a face mask.
Yeah, I don't know how you missed that.
Joel Jordan, the senior, had to carry. I mean, that was high, and he came up and down. Mark Antoni snap, looking. Quick out to the right, and it is incomplete. Mark Antoni was looking in the direction of Caden Nunez Jr., just trying to break out on the speed out. Couldn't connect. Two timeouts remaining for either team. This Austin High defense been outstanding for the better part of the night, and a flag thrown here. I don't know what this is for. Play clock was done, and it's an illegal substitution call against Dell Valley.
Broke that huddle with 12.
11 Cardinals.
Bring up 3rd and 11. 7 minutes to go here in this one. Snap, Mark Antoni looking, screen, incomplete. Was looking for Bradley Dent. Drew Anderson was around his ankles.
Nice
I don't
job.
know that Dent would have been able to grab it anyways. It was high.
It was high, but Anderson did a nice job getting there and time break it up. Really nice read by the Austin defensive line. They read screen right away. They didn't get sucked into the backfield, and once that happens, that screen, any screen is pretty much done at that point. You don't get the defensive line to come in and overcommit. You have a hard time making that play a success.
Out of the gun, Mark Antoni going for it on 4th and 11. He's in trouble. Stoos came free. He has to get rid of it. And it's intercepted. Khalil Green's got it. Khalil Green with his 2nd interception of the season.
Very nice pick there. I thought Dell Valley was going to get the first down. The throw was not bad, and the receiver did a nice effort to get there, but he was sandwiched kind of in between two Austin High defenders, and Green comes out with the interception.
And it's only possible Stoos was left free to rush Mark Antoni, got in his face, and Mark Antoni rushes the throw, rushes the decision, and puts it where Khalil Green is able to wrestle it away, giving Austin High the ball. 6:50 to go, and this drive will begin at the Dell Valley 40, with Davenport in the gun. Thomas offset to his right. Davenport to throw, in trouble. Davenport trying to step up. Flag thrown. Up here, it's on this near side in the battle involving Enzo Hoopman.
I don't know what that. Yeah, I don't know what it was. He didn't drop it because of an offsides.
He was working against Amari Hunt-Tyler, so I don't know if it's a holding call preventing Hoopman from breaking free or moving downfield.
Looks like it's going to be. No,
it is.
Okay.
10-yard penalty. First down.
So Damari Hunt-Tyler just grabs that jersey of Enzo Hoopman and just doesn't let him come out of his break. Davenport takes it and runs. Doesn't matter. John Latham will come in for him right now. Out of the gun. Give Thomas, and a flag thrown here.
Looks like there's going to be early movement on the left side of that line.
So false start call. Oh, we've had defensive holding. Now we turn around. It's a false start, and all to work this back down to 6:05 left in this one.
We're net 5 on those last 2 penalty calls. Austin High 1st and 15 here.
Latham gives it. Thomas trying to cut outside to the left and gets 2 yards on first down.
On the run.
Austin High can't expect them to ever go back to the air at this point unless they really just need a conversion.
Yeah.
Watley comes in for Collins. And Austin High now in that not in a rush mindset here. Taking their time with this one. Pistol set. Latham with Thomas a deep back. Watley is at fullback. They'll give it to Thomas. Thomas sheds 1, not 2, and picks up a yard for his trouble. Brings up 3rd and 12 for the Maroons, down inside 5 minutes. Let's bring up that schedule again one more time here for you. Take a look ahead here. You have at Dripping Springs next week, like we talked about. Then you come back home. You'll host Westlake. That's in mid-October. And then you turn around, go on the road to Aikens. That game on a Thursday at Burger Field. And you have a week off. And then we get into November, the back end of the schedule here for play. As Davenport to throw. Davenport sidestepping. Davenport going to tuck and run. With Davenport. Gives himself up at about the 25-yard line of Dell Valley.
Bring up about a 3rd and 5. Davenport not seeing anything downfield. Just, going to bring up 4th and 5. Didn't see anything downfield. Just kind of brought the ball down, tucked it, and got upfield. Got as much as he could.
Austin High will go for it from the looks of things. Inside 4 minutes. And about the 3.5 mark, still leading 23-6. Jumbo set. The 2 backs as fullbacks here. And Childers, the deep back. They give it to him. Childers lowering the shoulder.
Yeah, they'll be stopped well short.
About 2 yards shy of the line to gain. He needed to get to the 20. They got him down to the 22.
Taken down by Jeremiah Robinson.
I'll take a quick break here for station ID. Watching the Austin High. Welcome back in, our YouTube and radio audience. Pass, caught, Donovan Douglas.
You mentioned the 2 games coming up next week. It's going to be 2 very difficult games. Going on the road to Dripping and Westlake coming into House Park the week after. We talked about, we had discussions off the air about district play, and
sure.
Obviously everyone wants to make the playoffs. Austin High trying to make the playoffs, get back, and when you look at the schedule, you kind of look at your games that are gettable, so to speak, and certainly tonight was one of them. So while it always hasn't been a pretty effort, looks like they will be able to get out of here with the W. You look at the games that we need to win these, because there's going to be there's some heavyweights at the top of the district: Westlake, Lake Travis, and Dripping Springs, and getting 2 of those in back-to-back weeks won't be easy on you.
Tall order, but picking up that first district win,
big.
It's a big first step. And we talked about the importance of the district games and the district wins, but for this Austin High team especially, as a run comes up short, it's going to bring up 4th down, and we're inside 3 minutes. It's a get-right game for Austin High.
Yes.
You start the season 2-0, then you hit an 0-2 skid on the road, and then it turns into that as a result of that, you need something to come away with it. You need something to build the confidence back up, especially after last week's debacle in Temple. It just snowballed on you so fast. The Buda Johnson game, I know it's frustrating probably for Coach Riley, the struggles and the slow start, but you still had to come away feeling mostly positive. Yeah, it's a 9-point loss. Yes, Latham threw 3 picks, but it's 9 points. You were there.
You were there with the ball down 2 inside of 3 minutes in positive territory. So even with everything that went wrong in that Johnson game, the Maroons had a chance to win. Last week, really, for a game that started out kind of early 3rd quarter, you're thinking, okay, it's going to be a pretty competitive game. It got away from the Maroons really quick and by a lot.
Yeah, the 52-13 loss last week up in Temple. Now they come home. So you're 0-2 on the road, so we'll see if they can exercise some of their road demons next week on Dripping Springs. But this week, come back home, get in front of the home fans where you have yet to lose a game here in House Park, and just get everything right. Now, a couple things we can talk about in that regard. Defense certainly looks like it got right this week.
Yeah.
You're holding Dell Valley to 6. You've looked at outstanding for the most part. They do pick up the first down. Dell Valley does there in that instance. But you've only given up 6 points, 2:33 remaining and counting. Offensively, the running game certainly has been the bread and butter tonight.
Yeah.
The passing game needs to be worked on still.
Yeah, it was not a really good passing game.
Margantoni with a little shoulder fake, and it's incomplete. Nunez was driving up the field, and it looked like Margantoni expected him to break out.
Yeah, he kept going up. That pass didn't end up in a bad spot, except for the fact that the receiver wasn't there.
2:14. The clock stops on the incompletion. So we'll see if they sort out the passing game situation next week. They'll have to work on that and going into the Dripping Springs game. And who do you ride with at quarterback? We've seen both Latham and Davenport pretty frequently tonight.
Well,
it certainly seems as this pass complete over the middle for Douglas. He is about a yard shy.
Yeah.
Davenport, they put in for the passing situations. Latham, really just there for maybe some quick hitters and to run the ball.
You know, if we're being perfectly honest, Davenport just was not effective throwing the ball. So we'll see what happens next week. Going to go up against a really good Dripping Springs team. Do they stick with the veteran and Latham? I think maybe. My gut's telling me that they're going to kind of rely on the strength of the running game, which probably is going to get away a bit from Davenport trying to throw the ball. I think if Davenport had been more effective throwing tonight, then perhaps we might see more of him next week. Obviously, we don't know for sure until we get in the game, but
Margantoni shot downfield, no, incomplete, and there is a flag.
There's going to be a flag, either an illegal touch by the defense or pass interference. I don't think it's going to be a pass interference call.
I wouldn't think so.
Looks like it'll be like maybe an illegal bump, illegal touch.
Let's see what this. So it's a defensive holding call. That'll go against John Burns on this Austin High defense. 1:27 remaining.
Dell Valley was ready to snap the ball. They hadn't moved it yet, 10 yards.
No.
For the Cardinals.
Margantoni out of the gun. Drops back. Pass outside. It is caught by Meeks.
No, it looks like it went through his hands.
And he makes the grab.
He went through his hands over there. Another frustrating incompletion. Dell Valley receivers really have let several opportunities just go through their hands, literally.
Second down, 1:22. Both teams still have 2 timeouts, by the way, as Margantoni's pass is caught by Nunez, still in play.
Minimal gain there.
It's been a little bizarre. So you're down 17, right? 3 possession game, fine. It's been a little strange seeing a lack of urgency from Dell Valley in a game close enough.
And you know, perhaps they're not really designed that way to be able to kind of run and get that hurry up mode, but it has been sort of taking their time a bit.
As Margantoni is sacked, David Zapata. Ball came loose late, but they're going to say he was down.
Yeah, they're going to move him down.
For the Cardinals. Timeout.
Can I join her?
19 seconds left, timeout taken. 4th down after a timeout by Dell Valley with 19 ticks of the clock. Mark Antoni to throw. Stoos with a sack to put the nail in the coffin.
By number 18, Lawson.
On 4th down.
Well, he's had a big night. Applied pressure all night. Only fitting he gets the sack there.
"13 seconds left because it'll be turnover on downs. Austin High can come in, and all they have to do is kneel at once and call it a night." And they will not do that. They will run a little reverse out here. And he stepped out of bounds, so it stops the clock. Abram Vargas with the carry.
2nd and 7.
Getting him some touches, I guess.
He was eager to get that touch, that's for sure.
He came barreling across. He was ready. Snap, and they go right back to him. Vargas will lose yardage this time. And that'll get the win. So Austin High picks up their 3rd win of the season with a 23-6 final here from House Park in downtown Austin.
Well, better effort by the defense tonight. Set the tone early, save for that one drive early in the fourth quarter, I should say. Defense kind of controlled things. Offense controlled the line of scrimmage. Honestly, I think we probably left a few points on the table by getting away from running the ball, but nonetheless, good opening win in district, big win.
So the Maroons will keep plugging away. So 23-6. We're kind of waiting on our post-game field crew to get down there and start picking up, but we can talk about a couple of things here right now. Some finishing numbers. One of the first times all season that Bryson Batts really was not the main player here tonight.
He wasn't.
Combined 39 yards on the ground rushing, had 19 receiving. Now, he did have 2 touchdowns,
Yes.
give him credit. But Reed Childers finishes with 111 yards on the ground. Childers was fantastic.
He was.
Was a big part of this offense. We talked not a lot in the passing game to speak of. Batts had 19 yards catching. Davis had another 14. And that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
2 players recorded receiving stats here tonight from the Maroons.
Well, we said, we commented on throughout the game that the running game really was the most effective of the 2 ways to move the ball. Passing was largely ineffective all night. Austin High, it wasn't for lack of effort, but just the execution was not good in the passing game. Accuracy was not there, but they ride the ground troops, so to speak, to get the win. Great work up front on that offensive line, that veteran offensive line, to control it from the get-go.
had that aspect of it. Defensively, Anderson, 4 tackles, had a half sack. Of course, Khalil Green, another 7.5 tackle performance from him. Peeler had 5 tackles, had a sack and a half to his name. So defensively, you have that aspect of it as well. Everybody just some big performances, both offensively, defensively. Childers on the ground, really outstanding. Khalil Green looked really great. We're trying to grab our crew. Talking this over, we will turn this over to Miss Cheyenne. We're still grabbing everybody in position here. We'll grab Childers as well. Childers obviously had a big game.
I'm here with Reed Childers and Khalil Green. Khalil, you got 4 tackles and an interception. Tell me how you feel.
Yes, sir. I'm just trying to help my team do the best I can. And I feel great. We win. That's all we could do.
Reed, you have 111 rushing yards. Walk me through your process for that.
The O-line did really good up front and just a lot of good running, and we just pounded the ball a ton, and we ran most every play. So.
Thank you. And you guys, this is your first win for a district game. How are you guys feeling?
Feels great. Good start to the season. We got to keep it rolling. We got stuff to work on if we want to keep winning district games.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night.
You hear from Khalil Green. You heard from Reed Childers, both of them. Still some things to work on. I think the big thing would be the passing game.
And they've had success in this season. It was. And here's Coach Riley.
Hey, Coach, heck of a win tonight. Team played great defense, really responded from Temple. What's your key takeaways from the so far?
I think we got some key plays from some key guys, key moments. Like everybody, I think Reed Childers ran the ball hard. I think we blocked well on the perimeter. But I think our defense played well. I mean, we made some changes on some special team stuff, and they took it around with it. I thought we played overall good team ball tonight.
Yeah, you almost have like the 3 horsemen. You got Childers, Batts, and Thomas, man. They are just something back there. What does that mean to the offense and to the team overall to be able to run the ball as well as you guys have?
I mean, there's no drop-off. I mean, at the end of the day, the most important players on the team are the second-string guys, because if something happens to the first-string guy, and the second-string guy's got to pick up the ball and keep on rolling. We got 3 of them back there, and you can't afford to take a play off because all of them are pretty dynamic.
Yeah, and if you're going to have a great running game, you have to have the great O-line, right? How about those guys?
I mean, those big dudes we're relying on them. I said about 9 minutes in the fourth quarter, I said, let's just run the ball down their throat. Like, let's, we're trying to prove a point a little bit. It's, we want to hang our hat on running the ball, especially when we're playing good on defense. Play good on defense, let the clock roll, and let's go.
Very good. Congratulations. 1-0 in district. Good job.
Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate it.
All right. Back to you guys.
You heard from Coach Riley, the 1-0 in district, that matters, and that's a big deal in a lot of different facets. Now the conversation turns into you look ahead to start talking about Dripping Springs next week.
Going to be a big game. Dripping Springs, very good, obviously very strong team, and get that with Westlake coming in the week after, and so they're going to. I mean, I think if we're being realistic, they're going to have to kind of survive and fight this. Going to be the toughest 2-game stretch that they have all season. It's not going to be easy. Let's just not try to fool anybody. It'll be difficult, but we'll get out there, see if they can get a win in Dripping next week.
Well, they get the win tonight, 23-6 over Dell Valley. So next week we'll be at Dripping Springs. Kickoff again at 7:30. We'll be back normal pregame show at 7 as usual. So that'll do it for us on behalf of our entire broadcast crew. We had Ian over here on the camera. We had Shep on field with a camera, Ian, Cheyenne, and, of course, Maisie sitting in the producer chair tonight. Paul Longoria, my broadcast partner, James Scott, who conducted the interview with Coach Riley there, and you saw with Dr. Bedford to open up the night. that will do it for all of us. On behalf of our entire broadcast crew, I'm David Roy. 23-6, the final score here from House Park, and the Maroons come out victorious. That'll do it for us. We will see you next week at Dripping Springs. So long, everybody. Have a good night.